Hello, my friends, and welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel, the channel where I like to show the properties for sale in the Italian market. In each video, I select a property in a different town in one of the 20 beautiful regions of Italy. Okay, so let's start today's video and let me introduce you today's property. And so in today's video, we are in Abruzzo region. Abruzzo region, Pescara province, following the video that I've made last Friday, where I focus on cheap properties for sale in Pescara province. So today's video is about Abruzzo region, Pescara province, in a small town called Civitaquana. Okay, so let me introduce you the property. Detached house for sale in via Portamonte 16, Civitaquana. So, this small town in Pescara province called Civitaquana. So, the asking price is 35,000 euro. So, we are under the 40,000 euro, which it was my target to find properties in a good condition without renovation for sale. Anyway, in Pescara province, under 40,000 euro. Anyway, we are talking about a property which is not very big. We are talking about 60 square meters, but it's a nice and small cozy house on 2 floors. I will show you anyway very soon the pictures. 3 rooms, that's what it says anyway. So let's go on Google Maps to show you where the property is. And as we see, anyway, here we are not very far from the seaside. Okay, so kind of strategic position because we are not far from Pescara. At the same time, we are not far from Chieti. Okay, so two big towns in a short distance, let's say Pescara and Chieti. So basically, we are in a small town which is surrounded by the beautiful valleys, hills, and mountains of Abruzzo region. So in a short distance, we might reach mountains. In a short distance, we might reach the seaside. But anyway, in the middle, we are nestled in between the beautiful hills of Abruzzo region. So as we see, anyway, there is a bit of forest, but we are mainly in a farming area, agricultural land. So let's go 3D simply to show you here the town. It's a small town, but anyway, with all the things that are necessary. So restaurant, bars, pharmacy, post office. So all the main services that we might find, that we might need, anyway, to live in a small town and not completely isolated in a countryside house. So this is the old part of the town, okay? And then here it extends the newer part of the town with bars, as I said, anyway, restaurant, grocery shops, okay? And anyway, schools. Anyway, different type of services. Anyway, we will go back later on to Google Street View. For now, I just want to go back to my search to find the cheap properties, the inexpensive properties for sale in Pescara province, where I found 126 houses, and I have selected a certain kind of filters like maximum 60,000 euro, only houses, no auction properties, and good condition. Anyway, you can find this link if you are curious to find the properties that I found under this search. You can just follow the link under the description of the video. And you can see the 126 houses for sale under the selected filters. All right, finally, let's go back to the property. Before, anyway, I dive into the property, the pictures and the description. Please put like and subscribe if you like this type of contents. It helps my channel to grow. All right, let's read the description. We have a short description. Let's see, let's try to investigate. In the heart of a little town of Civitaquana, Pescara province, Abruzzo region, pretty one-bedroom house on 2 levels. The house is well kept with all utilities connected to the main services. Entrance with large kitchen with fireplace, steps that leads the upper floor with one bedroom with balcony and a bathroom with shower. So basically we have, let's say, not 3 rooms, but we have 2 rooms, one big room on the ground floor and one bedroom on the first floor with bathroom. Now I have to say, yes, small property, but this could be perfect as a holiday home, let's say, because 35,000 euro, or also as a B&B, as a short-term rentals, or even as a long-term rentals, because these type of properties in these small towns are easily rentable. Easy property, low maintenance, perfect for who like quiet moments. I'd say exactly, it's completely true because anyway, a small property like this doesn't need a huge cost for to maintain the properties. So easy property to maintain. For me, this is one of the key points of this property. In particular, if we consider this property as a holiday home. All right. Then could be a single or a couple who might decide even to buy and live here. But anyway, I'd say it's a tiny bit small. I'd say perfect for a holiday home for someone who wants to spend 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months in a year. Okay, let's go finally into the pictures. All right. And so here we have the pictures from outside. So we are in the central part of Civitaquana. So we have a ground entrance, then we have the first floor. And from here, I can say that the property is in a good condition. Then we also have, anyway, another window here, which, which probably belongs anyway to the house here. Um, Anyway, overall, the structure of the property, I can say the roof is in a good condition. The exterior part doesn't need any sort of works. So I think this property from here is a good start. No renovation works. Okay, here we have another picture from the main street, from the, let's say, from the main entrance. Okay, so here we see the main space, the living area, let's say the ground floor room, which we can find anyway the kitchen, dining table, also living space, all in one room. I would focus simply on the, let's say, the quality of the house. So first of all, we have a very good tiles on the floor. There is a good floor. There are good floor tiles. So I see was recently anyway. The property was recently renovated. We have a bright window, which is always important, with new window frames. I can see these are double glazed window frames. Then we have the fireplace, and we also have radiators, so there is heating system in the house. The structure overall of the property is in a good condition. I see new steps, the new stairs here. Also, this part has been recently renovated. 35,000 euro. I'd say maybe I would start offering 25. Maybe 25 is a bit too low, but with 28, 30, I think this property should be sold for this amount of money. 28, 30,000. Electrical system, also in a good condition. Radiator, I just said. Okay, so anyway, we have a spacious kitchen here. Basically, anyway, I believe this house can be the perfect place for holiday house, holiday home, or for someone who even wants to live here with very low expenses. Because to run a house like this, let's say your bills will be extremely low, in particular heating bills, electricity bills, anyway, water bills for sure are not high. So Now here we have a view, the view from the kitchen. Let's go. Doesn't look like. Anyway, let's investigate a bit better. I want to go back to understand if this is the same view. Yeah, I think this is the view from the kitchen. Anyway, at the end, this is the rear side of the house where there are parking spaces because anyway, consider we are in the center of Civitaquana. New blinds, basically. Here it's facing a small alley, but I can see also that anyway, we have enough light. So it's in a kind of southern west position. This, I'd say western facing west direction. Okay, yes, so basically this is the second window just in front of the stairs. So basically we have one big open space with the front door, with the gas boiler, okay. They have a small fridge, but I think this house has been used mainly as a holiday home. Never, I don't think it's a house where people lived all the year around. So then electrical new system, new electrical system. That's what I see. Okay, just under the television, I see there is the switches, the main switches for the electricity. Here we have the stairs leading to the first floor. Here the view. Okay, we have a view of the front door, which also looks very good. Okay, so basically in this house, I don't see any sort of works. So technically, if they would have accept 30,000 euros as an offer, then we have a fireplace, which is also a plus, also nice for the wintry months. You might heat all the house here. It will be enough without even using the heating system. It will be enough to use the fireplace to heat all the house. Okay, the stairs leading to the first floor, where we have simply these two rooms. So we have the bathroom and we have the bedroom. Little landing area with new floor tiles. Okay, so we have a bedroom, decent sized bedroom. Okay. Again, I see this house as a perfect house, as a holiday home, simply because we are not far from the sea and we are not far from many touristic places around Abruzzo province, Abruzzo region and Pescara province, not even far from the mountains, so strategic position. Here we have a small Roman balcony, typical balcony anyway, in these historical houses in the center of the town. New double glazed balcony door, new blinds. I see basically the house is also well insulated. Okay, then here we have another picture of the bedroom where technically we see, okay, small radiator in the hall, the thermostat here in the bedroom. Then we have switches and plugs in a good condition. Now, I like, if you're watching my video now, you know I'm a fan of these big radiators, okay? The old style radiator, the iron casted radiator, not the aluminum one, which they hold the hot water. The hot water is gonna last longer, much longer than the new sort of radiators. So, anyway, spacious enough, obviously not really massive. Um, like the doors, they kept the old style doors, which are fine once they are in a good condition, repainted. The structure of the house is very good. I don't see signs of mold, I don't see signs of humidity, which is also extremely important. And then we have a very well functioning bathroom, not very big, but let's say kind of in a good condition. Let's say, I think there is only one picture of the bathroom. We have a shower box, New floor tiles as well in this in the bathroom. Sink, toilets, anyway, bidet. Everything looks in a good order with also new windows in the bathroom. Okay. Okay, picture of the landing area on the first floor. The stairs seen from the landing area on the first floor. Here we have the small narrow street, let's say in the center of Civitaquana. Okay. There are parking spaces in the surrounding area. Obviously, here is only accessible by walk. I don't think these streets are accessible, but in a few meters, 10, 20 meters, there is already parking space. I think these are pictures simply of the surrounding streets because I don't see the property itself. Okay. And this is the view on the mountains around the town. Okay, here is the floor map with kitchen and living area on the ground floor, main entrance, stairs, and then bedroom. Anyway, we are around 60 square meters, 30 square meter per each floor. All right, but again, this could be the perfect holiday home for a young couple, not necessarily only young couple, for someone who don't want to spend a huge amount of money. Okay, so 35,000 euro. I'd say I would go for 30,000, 28. I would try to start for 25. I would try to make an offer for 25. Obviously, then it's up to the seller to accept that offer. Now, the price per square meter is over 500 euro per square meter, but if we think that the house is fully renovated in a good condition, I'd say, again, this is the property for someone who is not looking for a huge, massive property with massive costs, because the bigger the property, the higher the cost to maintain the property. Okay, let's go back now to Google Maps after we have investigated the property. And let's have a look at the distances. Okay, I want to just focus on two main locations. Let's say Chieti, to see how far we are from Chieti. And Chieti is not far. So here, wait a second. Let's see how long it takes. It says 37 minutes to reach Chieti. Okay, so which is not a really big distance anyway. Let's say 37, 35 minutes to reach Chieti, considering anyway that in the town we have already all the main services, and in the neighboring towns we might find also other type of services. Okay, and then let's see how far we are from Pescara. Let's select Pescara to understand how far we are from the sea. All right. So we in 38 minutes takes the same time to reach Chieti and to reach Pescara. Takes the same time. Chieti was 37 minutes and Pescara 38 minutes, which is anyway a short distance. Then obviously we have touristic destinations like Monte Silvano, Francavilla al Mare. Anyway, all type of services that we might need. Let's see just how far we are from Rome. In case we are flying to Rome, let's see, 2 hours and 21 minutes to reach Rome, which is not a big distance as well. So, interesting property. Again, I would offer, let's say, I would start from 25 and then I would try to deal. Obviously, here the property is not sold by a private seller, but is through an agency. That's another story. There are some fees probably to pay. Generally, between 3 and 5% are the fees to buy a property in Italy, the value of the property. Okay, let's go quickly just on Google Street View to understand a bit better the town. Okay, Civitaquana. So I will focus mainly in the old part of the town, simply because... Anyway, let's start here from Via Roma to understand. Okay, and then we'll drive 2 minutes inside this town. Okay, we have plenty of trees here. We have huge sidewalk. And let's drive a bit. We are just in a roundabout. Looks like a lovely town, well kept. Then, as we see, we have center, city center, town center, post office, schools, and the council, the town council, which is close to the property. Okay, here we are in this long street with trees, comfortable for the summer, where we can enjoy the walks around under the shadow of the trees. Let's see what else we got. Probably here we have a public school. What else? Let's see. We see young people walking. There are many young people who decide to stay in this town. It's not true that they're all leaving. Who wants to leave is leaving, but a lot of people, anyway, can see the future. Like me, I can foresee a better future for this area than a bigger city in Italy, where I would never be able to live, for example. Okay, here we have the pharmacy. Here we probably have bars and shops. So bars where to have breakfast, probably a butcher or a small grocery shop. So we have main services, and consider anyway that the town is small, so we might... Okay, here we have craft shop, kind of sort of toys. Cartolibreria, that's where we sell materials for school. Bar, tabaccheria, Gran Casino, big mess. No, no, no. All right, then here we are getting closer to the older part of the town. Okay, Municipio, so basically we are heading here. It's a lovely town, I have to say. So we are very close to the property. Now, as I said, we cannot drive into, basically Google Drive doesn't go in the narrow streets, but here we have similar property. Anyway, it looks like we are in one, could be in one of this alley here, this little narrow street on the left. I think that's where the house is. So we have parkings on the main road, just in a very short distance. We also have parking here, the main square, the old main square where we find the council building, the council palace. Anyway, I see a lovely town, opportunities. I see it. Anyway, we have tourism in this area, mainly all the year around. Abruzzo region is one of the regions which is visited all the year around. Anyway, my friends, so from Civitaquana, Pescara province, Abruzzo region, 35,000 euro, 60 square meters. I hope you have enjoyed this property and you have enjoyed this video. Put like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video and the content. And anyway, I'll see you here tomorrow for another property for sale in one of the 20 beautiful regions of Italy. Bye!